Hey everyone, it's Riggs. I'm back with some potentially upsetting news. New Back to the Future television series being developed. This is from InsideTheMagic.com. As always, I'll put the link in the description. This was posted December 27th by Andrew Boardwine. I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. I saw the movie when it first came out. I was 5 years old. It's almost a perfect movie. I watch it regularly over the last almost 40 years. I love everything about it. The DeLorean, Michael J. Fox, Leah Thompson, Christopher Lloyd. It's just a great, great movie. Episode 2 and 3, they have a few problems, but are still fantastic. But Back to the Future, probably one of my favorite movies. Um, Robert Zemeckis has said many, many times over the years that it's over and done. There'll never be any more Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox obviously has been long suffering with Parkinson's disease. He's kind of not well enough probably to be involved other than voice talent, which I think this is what they're getting into, is potentially an animated series with Netflix. Christopher Lloyd has stepped into the role for various commercials and things over the years. I mean, he still looks like a crazy mad scientist. He's 84 years old. I'm sure he's down for whatever, but I really, really hope this isn't true. Maybe some good news after we finish reading through this article. Great Scott, Back to the Futures is reportedly back. Well, in the future, there aren't many more iconic franchises in the trilogy, which features Back to the Future Part 2, and Back to the Future Part 3, all of which star Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. Throughout the years, many fans have shared rumors of a reboot for the franchise. I don't know who these people are. I don't think it needs to be rebooted. I don't want any modern takes on it. It's perfect the way it is. Both Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd have remained close in their relationships and have both pitched ideas for what a reboot could look like if the franchise wanted to go down that road. They've both been together recently. They have a merch store that they're both involved with, official Back to the Future T-shirts and mugs and all that kind of stuff. Some of it's pretty neat. I'll put a link to that as well. However, there simply hasn't been a major push from Universal Pictures to remake the beloved films. That is, until now. According to reports from Giant Freaking Robot, it seems that there may finally be an idea on the table for what is next for the franchise. The report indicates that an animated series, which will be the continuation of the franchise, is coming to Netflix. There are a few details currently available for what the Back to the Future Netflix animated series might involve plot-wise, but when your protagonists have access to essentially all of time and space, there are few limits to what it could be. The original trilogy exclusively focused on the adventures of Marty McFly and Emmett Doc Brown and their attempts to alternately change events or get them back to the way they once were. But just because Back to the Future has usually focused on the McFly family doesn't mean it has to be about Marty this time. Well, this isn't out of the question, and there actually was a TV series in the early 90s based on Back to the Future for just a year. There are some questions as to what this would actually entail. I think they're talking about the cartoon. In addition, it would be peculiar for Universal to give Netflix the right to make an animated series when it's trying to build its own streaming platform in Peacock. I think Peacock is doomed. I think a lot of these streaming services from the specific channels are doomed. There's just too darn many of them right now. What did you miss in Back to the Future? This article kind of goes, I think, just into the history of the story, which we all know. Final chapter of the series, final trilogy, shows Doc Brown appearing to Marty and Jennifer, a newly built time machine, this time out of a train, with Clara and his two little boys. Declares the future is what you make it. And Marty is able to shake his feelings of having to prove he's not chicken when he backs out of a street race, which would have ended up with him getting in a car accident. I think this is a terrible idea. I agree with Robert Zemeckis. Don't make any more Back to the Future. I think he has some creative control over it, so they can't do anything as long as he's still alive. It's a terrible, terrible idea. I could see possibly doing a non-canon cartoon show which does history lessons for kids and things like that, which I think is what the cartoon in the 90s was. That I would be totally fine with. It doesn't affect the story at all, but there's no need for continuation. There's no need for any time travel with any of the bit characters from the movie. We don't need to see Doc Brown's kids traveling through time. None of this is good. It all sounds terrible, and damn them all to hell if they go ahead and make it. Now, the good news is that few days prior, I guess, when that giant freaking robot article first came out, this seems to already have been debunked by the official Back to the Future Twitter page. I don't see that here. So okay, so here's Christopher Lloyd saying it ain't happening. All right, so that's good. And here they are. Oh, okay. So this is I don't think this is him saying it now, but just Back to the Future page saying it. And then obviously they have a scene of Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2 saying no as well. So let's hope this never comes to pass. What do you think of a potential Back to the Future television series? Let us know in the comments, and let us know in the comments. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. We'll talk about it in a whole episode. I'm curious to see what you all think. If you want to see more coverage of this potential train wreck in the making, and I'm not talking about the train wreck from the end of Back to the Future 3, just the train wreck that a modern interpretation of what Back to the Future could be. It just sounds terrible, and I hope it never comes to pass. Thanks for watching. Be sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. If you enjoyed this content, please give us a like and share the video with your friends, and we'll be sure to bring you any news of this potential disaster in the making. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.